Alright. Oh, shit. Need to switch it back over to... Alright. That's kind of loud. I don't know how loud that is, but I'm gonna turn it down. Actually. Sorry, I'm fucking around with audio that I should have done earlier. I just can't tell how loud that is on stream. Probably not too bad. Alright, still working on... Alright, whatever. We'll figure it out as we go on. Anyway, it's Pathologic time. This is a weird game. This is a very weird game. I am just warning you now. First of all, this is the title screen. There is a cutscene at the very beginning. I'm not sure if I can show you because it's weird enough to load already. Oh. Who's pinging me? Alright. We are going... I do have a save file already, but I am going to do a new game. Just because I'm still figuring this game out. Alright, so we're gonna do a new game.
So, it's all about trickery to you?
Hang on. Need to double check. No, unfortunately. Okay, so that part doesn't have subtitles. I apologize.
Where have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deceptions,
This is also
our
a very
hands
weird
are no
opening.
longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me,
This is so
clever
fascinating.
clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well, but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funisumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
This is... Oh. Okay. I've never actually sat still for that long. I don't like it. It sounds like I'm being followed. This is a weird game. Like, I only know bits and pieces about this game because I know folks who like this game a lot, and I've really wanted to look into it. I've played it once before, technically twice. Only the first day though. I've yet to get past the very first day. So this is why it's sort of semi-blind, because I know what to do on the first day. And I do have a spoiler-free walkthrough pulled up, because I understand that this game is a little tricky at times. But, oh god. I should, as far as I know, you just follow your objectives. Ah yes, and these are the characters. The Bachelor, the God, I don't know how to pronounce this word, because this game is Russian, from what I understand. Haruspix? I don't know. Bachelor, the history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without a shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of the invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases that have from time to time wiped towns and cities off the map are undoubtedly among those. However, smart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that it is no use trying to fight these circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. Haruspix? How do they call upon the Menku, the faithful of a warden kin, known by their hands, for they are butchers, known by their eyes, for they are surgeons. They who follow the lines, they who are the leaders of the kin, they who speak Urdurgs, they who know the secret art of haruspicy. What is a haruspix? Reading the future in the entrails, he knows what a body bears semblance to the universe. His scalpel follows the lines of the body. His steps follow the lines of his kin's fortune. A haruspix that can tell a true line from a false one is entrusted with power. A haruspix who is confused by his path gets buried into the deep black flesh of the earth. This is the story of a person who has avoided the contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart, masterfully fulfilling his true purpose in the process. And the Changeling, this character is only unlocked after you finish the Bachelor or the Haruspectus storyline. We're gonna play Bachelor.
Daniil Dankovsky, a Bachelor of Medicine, was brought here by circumstances most unfortunate. Dankovsky's life work, his theory challenging the existing notions of human mortality, is being harshly persecuted by the powers that be. Suddenly, a letter arrives from a colleague suggesting that there is previous undiscovered evidence which may support Dankovsky's claims. There is a settlement, the letter says, ruled by an extraordinary man who may well be seen as objective proof of Dankovsky's daring hypothesis. Grasping at straws of hope, Dankovsky decides to follow what he believes to be the sign of divine providence. Without further ado, he sets off for the settlement. Late at night, Bachelor arrives in the town. As he seeks room and board, he gets to know a girl called Eva Yan and stays at her place till dawn.
All right. Ugh. Again, if there's any issues with the sound balancing, please let me know. All right. Loading the world. Oh. I like the art on the loading screens. Oh! As of today, my mission remains obscure. The examination of Simon Kane, who is rumored to be a man of incredible longevity, may shake the very foundation of modern thanatology. And challenge the existent notions of death itself. However, even if this undying Leviathan proves to be more than a fairy tale, the mere confirmation of its existence won't suffice to prevent the powers that be from shutting our laboratory down. I need to figure out the most fruitful approach. Simon is a well-respected man, and if he mistakes my interest for effrontery, it would be nigh impossible to convince him to help me break new ground in the field of human vitality. There's going to be a lot of words I stumble over. Today's quest. Other tasks. Nothing. Great. Whoop! Day 1, by the end of which the Bachelor finds himself battling a truly unvanquishable foe. Alright. Whoop. Nope. So the... Shit. I've forgotten all the buttons. I think I hit T. I think that's task, which I have done. Inventory. Scalpel. Weapons. Clothing. Just gloves. Drugs. First time I played this, I accidentally took a lot of drugs. Rations. Water. Other. Time is passing. That freaks me out. I have kerosene. Wait, shit. Oh! I see. Okay. That's how you check things. That's E. Hang on. I'm going to look at the controls, because it's been a long time. Strafe, use jump, space, torch. I assume that it's going to mean flashlight. Plague Finder V. Attack. Alt attack. Show hide hands, tab, sneak. Reload, inventory map, diary, letters, character status, P. Okay. Quick save and quick load. I'm gonna have to remember that. Okay. I have good reputation, good health, half immunity, no this stuff. Adherence? Oh god. It's been a while. I also don't know where the door to this room is. That was jump. Hello.
I had a feeling you would come.
Oh yeah, they do not read their own dialogue. So, did the sounds from the outside wake you up too? There was a terrible groan, and then something snapped loudly. No, I heard nothing. Eva Yan. I think there are strangers in the backyard, by the pond. They're unlikely to be planning mischief, but I have a bad feeling about this. I'm afraid to go out to them. I hope they go away soon and stop disturbing our sleep. I'd like to thank you for your hospitality, for board and bed. I sincerely hope that you have everything you need, because I'm very happy to have you here. Daniel, is it? Daniel, yeah. Could you please tell me where your ruler Simon Kane lives? Are you willing to trade the company of a fascinated woman for that of a dreadful old man, even if he is a sorcerer? It's so sad. But Simon won't go anywhere. He is. He has always been. He always will be. Even if the moon would fall to the ground. Please, stay with me a little longer. I couldn't even imagine the hospitality here, but who was waiting for me? I didn't notify or... I'm not even sure what made me take off of this place. Glory is the messenger riding ahead of the man. Oh, hi, Razigo. Yeah, this is an older Russian point and click game that's very strange and very dark. It's very interesting. I've only heard of it from, like, it's kind of got a bit of a cult following. There's Pathologic and Pathologic 2. Oh, I just realized. Hang on. Oh. There. I'll put myself down here because there's the name and, like, the icon. Glory is the messenger, riding ahead of the man. A celebrity from the capital. Bachelor They said his name in the intro and I don't remember. Daniel Dankovsky. Bachelor Dankovsky, the founder of Thanasisia, the man who challenges death. Of course we've heard about you. The glory is undeserved yet, but I hope that getting to know your ruler will give me a chance to live up to the expectations. Yeah. Death. So that's the enemy you've chosen for yourself. Isn't it hard? I don't think anyone has managed to defeat that evil yet. Millions of doctors defeated it on a singular... Millions of doctors defeated it on a certain singular occasions, but my enemy is far more fearsome. It is death itself rather than a singular case of death. My enemy is inevitable. I am challenging the forces of nature. I don't understand. I can barely understand it myself. Could death only seem inevitable to us, but in reality be nothing more than a whim of the will that had shaped his world? That is the question. So where is the key to my victory? It's not far. The Canes live at the Crucible, on Bridge Square. But could I please offer you a piece of advice? Go on. Simon has 2 younger brothers. The eldest of the 2... I don't know how to read these names. Georgie is called the judge by the locals. Visit him first. He isn't asleep. He'll teach you how to speak with Simon. The youngest of the 3 is Victor. His daughter, Maria, I don't know. Maria also wanted to see you. It's probably important. Was it she who knew about my arrival beforehand? Yes, she told me about it privately. Talking to her is no simple task. Maria is that kind of person. She puts on airs, but that's just how the Canes are. It was Maria who told me that she would help you defeat death. That's the precise wording. What a coincidence. Alright, thank you for the advice. Go, and I'll prepare everything for your return. Do come back after you speak with the Canes. They will probably do a lot of things that will puzzle you and put you on guard. I will have some advice that may be of help to you, if you need it. Okay, I'll come back. Oh yeah, this is our map. We are right here. This mansion called the Stillwater belongs to a single girl called Eva Jan. An accidental midnight encounter provided me with a lovely companion in a temporary lodging. The mysterious Maria, Victor Kane's daughter, has been expecting my arrival. Whoop! Oh god. I took out my mouse. I shifted my legs and just assassinated my mouse. I hope looking at my map doesn't cause real in-game time to pass. I can't look in there. Oh boy. Hey Razigo, how's like the sound? Hi. Venerable Bachelor? Please be so kind as to linger for a minute. This conversation won't take too much of your time, especially since time stops during dialogues, at least during the important ones. And our dialogue is extremely important. You need to know how to play after all, don't you? Yeah, we got our fourth wall breakers. The tragedian. Play? What are you talking about, Masked Man? I am neither a gambler nor an actor. Of course you aren't. You are a living, breathing man, as is evident from your conditions and statuses. You experience hunger, thirst, and fatigue. You suffer from pain, wounds, and diseases. You're so lifelike. You have to eat, drink, sleep, and rest, and to make mistakes. The latter being the most definitive proof of my human nature, wouldn't you agree? If I may, I would like to point out just how important it is to keep an eye on your condition. If you get dizzy or unnaturally sluggish, do have it checked up. Vital processes tend to run faster during emergencies than in everyday life. I knew a person who died of stress, but was diagnosed with starvation. It happens. I can testify to that as a doctor. Need I remind a wise man like you of the fact that hunger is sated with food? Food can be found in shops, and shops can be found in ordinary houses that are marked with specific signs. Sleep, however, is more complicated. People only sleep in beds, and only in private residences around here. I am sorry, but that is how our world is. Yes, the world is unjust. And quite silly, if you forgive me for saying so. Speaking of commerce, different shops sell similar items at different prices. Make sure you don't get cheated. People can be quite brazen around here. And you can also barter with the folk out in the street. Some things may be nothing more than trinkets to you, but others would be willing to part with their life's blood for them. Blood? Yes, blood. It's not my place to lecture you, but if, following your Hippocratic oath, you ever consider easing someone's pain, feel free to just approach them with a suitable drug. You will see their pain receding before your very eyes. The sick fall asleep when they're close to recovery, don't they? Or when they're close to their ultimate rest. Still, helping the hopeless will grant you a good reputation. You'll be seen as a benefactor willing to part with a precious sleeping draught or a painkiller for a simple bystander. Anything else? No, not yet. Bye then, Mask. And you. Halt! I'm going to have to teach you about the technicalities of the setting, the time, and the place. It's non-essential, but that's just how it is. The actor has to be prepared before he goes on stage, or else he'll fall down the aisle and stumble upon the prompt box. That would look mighty silly, wouldn't you agree? Executor. What did I just click? Speak, I'm listening. Time flies by. It can't be stopped or turned back. Night follows day. Nights follow days, which are then followed by nights. Things happen without any regard for whether you're there to witness them. Don't expect anyone to wait for you. Most events can be missed. And so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about regularly. You'll find the people that will play a major role in your fate there. They stand out from the common folk. The rest are just a crowd shot, a background, a bunch of extras. As it always has been. And so it would make sense for you to visit the places that you care about. Did I click it? No. Indeed. Still, it is best to avoid hasty judgments. It's a paradox, you see. Don't try to care too much for the lives of these bound to stand out people, and don't be too dismissive of the silent crowd. Both extremes will end in tragedy. Why is that? This world cares for your reputation, a fine and crucial instrument. Your reputation changes the world you see, for it is a mirror, wouldn't you agree? And so a bad reputation can get you into a lot of trouble. For example, need I describe? You've got vivid imagination. Everything changes, from mystical aspects to mundane things like the people you need treating you badly. How many enemies you've got, how high the prices rise, how bad your dreams are, and lots of things. A sorry prospect, so how do I maintain my reputation? Really? How is that even a question? Same as anywhere. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not betray. Do not steal, do not covet, and do not be an asshole. Do not get caught. The rules are the same everywhere. A truly selfless deed, like risking someone for thy neighbor or even a person who lives quite far away, can help in a dire situation. I see. Really? Good for you then. As for me, I can't see anything in this mask. I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, don't get too worked up about human lives, and don't put too much stock in another's words, mine included. He who trusts everyone is asking to be deceived. Yet he who trusts no one is deluded. And whatever the rest of that said. So yeah, there's a lot going on in this game. And I get lost very easily, so I will be regarding my map several times. I don't know what this sign means. But we're gonna check it out. Oh, I think it just means it's a shop. Yeah, it's a shop. Well, specifically, a drugstore. Hi. It's only 6:30. Here we are at the Crucible. I just got coins somehow. Alright, I have no quest, but I'm going to see Maria first. I think she's in here? Oh, hi. I hate her nipple tassels.
Did you see anything weird on your way here?
No, not yet. You resemble an adventurer rather than a doctor. How is it that you know me? I saw you in a dream. Don't flatter yourself. My desires have nothing to do with that. I simply saw you take us all by the throat. Cruel words, but also honest. What's so bad about it anyway? The strong manipulate the weak when they want to. Then it is all in my hands?
It came from below the ground. For many years, we were burying the bones wrong.
This game is so creepy. I love it. I have a lot to tell you, Bachelor Dankovsky, but I dare not until you meet Uncle Georgie. Otherwise, he'll rip my tongue out for disclosing a secret. Some strict morals your family has. They make much more sense than you may think. This is not a game, is it? For all that is holy, do speak to my uncle, then come back to me. Otherwise, the excruciating anticipation will tear my heart to pieces. Alright, we cannot put your heart at stake now, can we? If I'm kind of just going through it, I have... Jeez. Oh my god, my alert is too loud. Hi, thank you for the follow, Biebernan? Biebernan. Sorry. That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. That is too loud. Where am I going? I'm going over here. Oh, hey, water. Actually, I did read a little bit on stuff like this and how I can get water from, I think, these if I have an empty bottle, but I don't. Where's the door? Oh dear. Alright. Ah! I hurt my thumb earlier in the day. And it sucks. This game is super pretty though. Like in a very odd, creepy way. Hello. Why does everyone have nipples? Are you Georgie?
However brilliant an action
You are.
should not be esteemed great unless the result of a great motive.
Most venerable doctor, it is with great impatience that we have been impatience. It is with great impatience that we have been expecting you. You need not delve into the
I can't read, folks.
minutiae of your business with us, since our family is well acquainted with your scholarly work. We are also quite aware of the difficulties you are experiencing, and well prepared to do our utmost to support you. It hurts me all the more to be the one to inform you that Simon, my consanguineous brother, the creator, keeper, and embodiment of all that surround us, has been murdered.
I can't believe it. It cannot be.
My brother was murdered last night, under the strangest of circumstances, but for all the mystery surrounding his death, I rather eschew the notion that his departure was connected with whoever had visited Simon that evening. The visitor is a man of
They use big words. Big word for small brain.
The visitor is a man of laudable restitude, and an old friend of our family. There are witnesses to testify that he and Simon did nothing but converse.
Has it occurred to you that your brother could have died a natural death?
It won't be easy for you to accept it as fact, but this fact is not subject to debate. My brother could under no circumstances have died a natural death.
Are you implying that you can prove that?
I'd rather not waste our time explaining the entire situation to you, even if it helps me substantiate the claims that you are justified to see as extraordinary. My dear doctor, I cannot imagine what kind of infernal aptitude the killer of Simon Kane must have, but Simon could not have died a natural death, so murder is the only feasible explanation.
I could fight death like no other, but there was not. What kind of help do you expect from me?
It could be that my mind is clouded by sorrow, but I cannot escape the feeling that your arrival was no coincidence. Your choice was made for you, my dear doctor. Let us not blame fate for it. Isidore wrote to you without making us aware. He took a risk that could have displeased our family. Really? Even though we were uncertain of when you would arrive, my brother was looking forward to meeting you. The tragedy may have been a consequence of the actions he took in preparation for your arrival. Someone has taken a powerful piece from his chessboard, a piece upon which your position here depended. It is doubtly regrettable Simon was playing on your side. So you presume the queen knew of the blow and sacrificed itself for a pawn? But why? To grant you victory over death. Was it not your ultimate aspiration? To help you, Simon needs to have played a very dangerous game with fate itself. He went out of his way to provide you with a body of evidence. If that is indeed so, I feel obliged. Do you want to help us, Doctor? Find the murderer for us. My brother Victor, who is in the wing next door, would share some of his thoughts on the matter. Help us, and the reward will not disappoint you. Indeed, it seems there are too many coincidences. Your brother's murder can just as well be called the murder of Bachelor Dankovsky. I will help you in every way I can. I am convinced that if there is anyone at all that can help us solve the puzzle, then it is you. This mission calls for someone as astute and inventive as yourself. If Isidore wants an instrument of fate, then Simon's murder is a message that fate intended for you personally. Do not think I am inclined to blame you for that. I am not. How do you plan to look for the murderer? We will take our own measures. The only thing I expect from you is to be yourself. Do only what you think is required. Whatever you find out, whatever you do, whatever your day turns into, everything is a clue to the solution of this puzzle. I repeat, everything that is happening here is happening on your account. You have my sympathy. Simon is dead. 6:56. Okay, we're making good time, I think. I don't know. Am I supposed to talk? I think I'm supposed to talk to Maria now. Wait, hang on. To find out who killed the immortal Simon Kane. The dead man's own family may not want it more than I do. They have a binding desire to punish the murderer, to eradicate him, no matter if they were acting on their own account or at the behest of the powers that be. Whoever they were, they picked the moment far too well. Okay. The first time I played this, I got very confused because I think I glitched something and confused all my missions. I found coin. It is now 7 o'clock. Is anyone in here? Do not steal. Thou shalt not steal. Hi.
The Saburovs' wait is over. They've always wanted an heir.
Everyone here is so weird. Now listen now listen closely. The time for conclusion, secrets, and alliances has come. I'm going to ask something of you. I'm not used to that. I'm used to holding the reins. But you are not harnessed, so it would be unacceptable to address you in this manner. I find solace in the fact that my request will be welcome with you. It fits the style of your venture. I am not an adventurer, and my job is no venture. I hope it never becomes one. I apologize if my words come across as mangled and silly. I am truly not used to asking, but the nature of my request demands complete selfless humility. Just imagine me begging and kneeling. And believe me, I do feel that way. No need to kneel. What do you want to talk about? Today's death was the first, but it won't be the last. Simon has opened the score of irreplaceable victims. Soon their number will multiply. I beg you to preserve the lives of several people when the lines of their fortune cross yours. Before any of them dies, there will be a moment when you will be able to intervene. I know that for a fact. Who are these people? That doesn't matter. What was destined to happen will happen. You can be whatever you want to be, but not a coward choosing to hear no evil and run away from reality. I will give you a list of the ones I know. These people are bound to you. Bound. And there is a tight spring of power within each of these people. Each of them can break the routine of human existence and become something greater. They are standing on the verge of their humanity, gazing into the realm where they could serve a different, higher purpose, without even knowing it. Moreover, they are bound to make the leap in one way or another. That is why we call them simply the Bound. But how is their fate bound to mine? Did you say my victory depended on them? How? I don't know. I'm not a mistress yet. The future is not as clear to me as I would prefer, but I can feel the power present. I can already distinguish the dubious guess from the pulse of the precise knowledge devoid of words and images. These people are bound to you. Your lives are connected. I wouldn't have asked you to take care of them otherwise. Are you clairvoyant or something? Ah, yes. You haven't been told, have you? It didn't even cross my mind that someone may be unaware of my abilities. No one here dares doubt them, for they are evident. Yes, the mistress of every ruling house possesses special abilities. I am learning to see the future and transform the present. This fact offers your words a different degree of authenticity. Will you comply with my request? Will you save the lives of the people I name to you? Answer me before going back to Ava. All right, if it is truly within my power, I'll do the best to save their lives. Whatever happens, these people must live. Their fates are bound to mine. They may well hold the keys to my victory in their hands. Georgie Kane, Victor Kane, Andrei Stamatin, Peter Stamatin, Maria Kana, Eva Yan, Mark Immortel. Huh. I wonder what his deal is. Okay. This game's so freaking weird. I love it. Hi, you guys are back. There is something in oh god, what voice did I give this guy? There's something in particular we feel the urge to warn you about. When you speak to the Bound, please choose your words carefully. Do not worry, you will easily be able to make out what kind of a person is standing before you, an observant man that you are. Use that skill when dealing with the Bound. Some of them are indeed worth insulting, whereas others need to be treated with the utmost respect. I have no idea what you're talking about. Every line you utter will have consequences. News spreads rapidly around here. If you spoil your reputation in one place, you'll have to reap what you sown in another. Restore your good name in the south, and you'll receive a warmer welcome in the north. They will heed every word you say, and you will be rewarded. Not by means of money, I hope. A handful of money. It's not a dialogue feat, don't get me wrong. Never refuse to take small sums of money from the Bound, but that would not belittle you in any fashion, but would rather demonstrate that you appreciate the local customs. Alright, I'll keep the local customs in mind. This is really an exercise in voices. Hello. This is a great exercise in speaking, actually. Oh god, what was your... The town is small and rather unexceptional, isn't it? But there are all kinds of people here. The simple folk and the more remarkable ones. The former will tell you... The former will tell you more... What? The former will tell you more than they know. Hi! How you doing? How do you pronounce it? Sigris? Is that right? Well, welcome. This game is weird, and I will be doing a lot of talking. The former will tell you more than they know, and the latter will know way more than they're ever going to let out. Keep a close eye on them. Your victory depends on it. Sigh. Got it. That's good. And who are these remarkable people? There are 20-something of them, easily distinguished by their lodgings or their presence. They're called by many names: the bound, the fated, the adherents, the Gobo's Tagler, the town circle. Simon preferred their company to any other. Why? Because it is that they will decide the fate of this town. Don't be distracted by the fact that some of them looked insignificant or disreputable. They will earn their worth. You just give them time. They are the most important joints of this town. Why are you telling me all of this? Each day, one of them will try death by the tooth. Each will put their lives at risk, and each one that dies is important. Some of them may take the keys to victory to the grave. Mind that the keys are yours while the grave is theirs. Others will do the opposite. Don't waste your chance to condemn someone who may get in your way. How do you know what is helpful and what gets in the way? Okay, alright. Dropping you more hints would be cheating. Shutting up now. Allow me to conclude then. Each bound you save will influence the finale of your adventure. Each of them has their own goals and motives. It may so happen that those who seek a different ending survive. And then, well, you've been warned. Okay. I'll take that into account and we'll be careful. Dog. Jesus. Wait, am I going the right way? No. I meant to... I find coin just from walking around. It's great. Can I run? No, that's walk. What the heck? Weird. Where's my water? Hi, where are you going?
Who is it walking upstairs?
I don't know. The famous Dr. Oh god, British. The famous Dr. Dankowski. Your arrival is a great honor for us. Fix a cane at your service. Daniel Dankowski at yours. I foresee that the things that have become ordinary for us will probably make you feel uncomfortable and disturbed. I would like to compensate for that impression. You know, our small community has fallen out of the loop. Time leaves us behind. What do you mean? I mean the traditions. Games that we play with passion would most likely be of no interest to you. The people you meet here may seem eccentric, naive, or even somewhat deranged. Please, take it easy on us. Don't judge us too strictly. I will do my best not to disappoint you.
I fear that Simon's death is a symbolic event.
How can I help you? Georgie has told me everything. Which is to say, he told me very little, but it was enough to astound me. He maintains that you can provide a more detailed account. So you've agreed to help us. I have. May I ask why?
killer's goals seem to align astonishingly well with the goals of those who've been waging war against my work for years. I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have. When was Simon last seen? He sent his Isidore home. Then, an hour later, he came to this hall to see us. He announced his plans to withdraw to the Focus and receive no one. He told us not to approach the Focus and to fast for a week, partaking in neither meat nor water. Then, in the morning, he was found dead. Why no meat or water? Our explanation is that he wanted to be mourned beforehand, as is the custom with the local people. This is very like him. So he knew in advance he would die? I think, between me and you, this is precisely what my brother Georgie feels. I can say nothing more about that. How was the body discovered? The servants discovered him in the morning. The room had been ransacked. Everything that was breakable had been broken. His disfigured, contorted body bore signs of terrible suffering. His neck was twisted, his spine broken, I think. No one has touched the body. It is currently inside the Focus and will remain there for the prescribed amount of time. What's this Focus place? It's hard to explain. It's his study, if you will. An extraordinary spacious creative laboratory, almost perfectly sealed off, except for the door that was visible at all times, metaphorically speaking. I don't understand. It's like an equation, or a mirror puzzle. Anyway, the murderer could not have been hiding there, take my word for it. Well, Simon did get in there somehow. He could perform far more impressive feats. There's a reason why the whole town revered him. Tell me honestly, dear Victor, did Simon exist at all? Bravo, Doctor! There is indeed a spark of genius to you. Alas, yes, he did. Alas? It's not that I would benefit from his death, alas, for that would be too simple of an explanation. Simon well and truly did exist. This is exactly what's left everyone in disarray. It was so hard for them to accept his existence that the thought of his demise is now driving them mad. Fair enough. What do you want from me then? Just take a look around. Trust your intuition. Do whatever you like. Speak to whoever you feel the need to. Look for the murderer, Doctor, and you will find them. Keep looking to the last breath. I'm sure your rational thinking will help you. So Isidore is the only lead? How can I find him? I'll show you, but you must be careful. Simon's murderer, whoever they are, could not be an ordinary person. I can't imagine them even being a person. I fear it could only be fate, wearing the guise of a mysterious monster. I would be careful. Alright. We gotta go across town. But luckily, that should be easy. I get real fucking lost in this game, so I'll try to be careful. What's this? What? Oh, how? What's this? Oh, I forgot you can hover over, like, important things, and they'll tell you. Alright, let's get out of here. That's not a real door. Oh. Hello, sir. Anything I can do to help? I'd be much obliged if you help me learn to get around your town. There's more than one town here. The first one is called the Bull Project. The second one, the offspring of the project, is the districts. I mean the residential part itself. Not so long ago, the town also dropped anchor across the river, but I wouldn't go so far to call that part a district too. It's just the polyhedron. The district's a peculiar way to call the town itself. Well, it just sort of came to be that way. The Gullet and the Guzzle. The Gorkon's tributaries divide the town into 3 parts. Each of them consists of many separate courtyards, so that's maybe the reason. I see. Well, here's hoping none of it comes up today. Did I go out the wrong door? I did. How long have we been playing? Oh my god, we've already been playing for an hour. Oh, Jesus. Hang on, I'm gonna... Whoop! Saved! Yay! Is that the bridge? I assume so. Hi, lady. I think the bullhead means a store. Don't like that music. Here, let's just check this real quick. Sir? Good morals and luck have a great help in managing a small community without resorting to violence. Personal standing can work wonders. What do you mean? I like our town. We're all one big family, but sometimes I get the feeling that we're all controlled by an unseen power, like our actions, but fiction. It's quite possible. One of the things was about his outfit, which, yeah, now that I look at it, kind of weird. Here we go. I was told searching the trash is very useful. And we just found an empty bottle. Oh, it's a shop. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah, so these seems to be for food. Is this where? No. Actually, yes. Because there's not really a way to get around like that. Sorry. I'm gonna be checking that map a lot. Aha! I learned. I did read a couple of, like, tips and tricks. And, like, trash cans are important, and fill your bottles of water. I should go across here. Actually, let's look at little hunger, little exhaustion. My heart is crying for my poor children. How are my dearest doing? Is everything all right? A woman's share is hard. Everything will be fine. That man walks so weird. I've never heard this music before. It's making me worried. Oh, clothing shop. Okay. It's 8 o'clock. Bark, bark. Is that it? No, not quite. I will have to go. Oh, wait, this is a weird one where the entrance isn't actually where I think it is. This makes me feel like I'm gonna be attacked. Because you would think the house would be right here, but it's a fence. Oh God, how ferocious Mother Nature is, for 'tis her wrath that has to be withstood. Oh friend, if only I could wet my whistle, I'd gladly give you anything on earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. How about we barter? You'll have your water and I'll have bandages. Wait, how do I... Oh, price 5. I don't have enough water. Actually. No, not right now. We'll do it later. Ugh. I am going the correct way, yes. More clothing stores. And more water. Ugh. You're so creepy. Oh. The Popo are here. A foul murder has occurred here this night. No unauthorized access allowed. Inspecting the crime scene is strictly forbidden until further notice. Is this a bad dream or something? Can someone wake me up, please? Whoever killed our only dog must surely be looking to get us all killed. Isidore couldn't cure anything. He also knew how to make cuts or incisions, because he was a warden. He knew his lines all right. Like I said, it all makes sense. Whoever killed Simon took Isidore's life too. This is merely the beginning. What makes you think the two cases are connected? Well, Who would have... Who would have the heart to attack such men? If you had asked me yesterday, I would have told you no one would dare inflict such an ugly wound on this town. But if there is someone, it has to be just that. Someone. Although it looks fishy, if you ask me. That thing was no man. That's what I think. Explain yourself. See, this murderous ordeal is all mysterious. There is a talon stuck in the victim's chest. Go ahead, bend your arm at the elbow, good sir. Yeah, just like that. There you go. That's how long it was. It broke off. There was dust on the floor, for the deceased had been a renowned steep walker, and the dust was all covered in hoofsteps, like traces of a sharp bone, I guess. As if someone was using a walking stick round here. Round there. I'm telling you, it's her. Oh god, another word I can't read. The Shabnakadir. The clay man-eater. Alright, enough of this. I want to inspect the building. We've been assigned to this post by Alexander, the head of the Sabor family. His house is in decline right now, but it's still powerful and very much respected. It is they that's been responsible for maintaining a worldly order and public safety in the town since the olden days. Please kindly address your concerns to him. There's the road. There's their road. You just take that road up there and get to the cape. As for me, I'm not authorized to let you in. You should have said so from the start. Oh, okay, yeah. So we're circling back around to this building. Oh. Oh yeah, there's also this. They're just doing this. And now she's dead. It's also raining. Yes, I did just try to check their bodies. I've already lost again. Alright, I'll be going back around. I really love the atmosphere of this game. Like, people talk about... When I hear people talk about this game, they say that, like, Pathologic 1 isn't as good as Pathologic 2. But... Or, like, Pathologic 2 is, like, a better remake of this game or something. I don't fully understand it, but... I'm already in love with the atmosphere. So... I honestly can't wait to, like, get to that. Is this the right side? Yes, it is. I think I gotta come into the right side. Yeah, because that room is like a separate building. Or like... yeah. Disconnected. Or did I get it backwards? Indeed.
Shh. Did you hear that?
No. The only proper way for a duel to end is with the death of one of the fighters. That's what battles are supposed to be. Any conflict that has two sides inevitably turns into a battle of good and evil. A brutal philosophy. I'm not speaking metaphorically or metaphysically. I'm talking about a very particular battle. You are one of the combatants, Bachelor Dankovsky. Do you favor good or evil? I mean good. I favor winning. Spoken like a true warrior. I truly wish you victory, Bachelor, even though I doubt there could be a victory at all in this battle. Thank you. What?
Simon, to tame his impertinence, Earth had disgorged a monster from deep within its bowels.
Oh my god. The random shit they say is so good, but so weird. You are a brave man, Bachelor Dankovsky. Why? This fight is very unlikely to end in your favor. Does a clay and bone man-eater leave traces of the kind you've witnessed? It is only a spell, an illusion. They just prefer to see it this way. It makes it easier for them. Fight is a too big a word. I'm merely assisting Georgie in his efforts to find the murderer. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you will have to fight to the death. And even if it were a metaphor, the ending is still unambiguous. If you don't find out what happened before nightfall, you will die. How do you know all this? I'm clairvoyant. What's the nature of your visions? This should not be your primary concern at the moment. You should concern yourself with the number of minutes you have left. And that number is dwindling. I don't throw predictions around. Others will tell you how often they've come true. Do you heed my words? Fine. I'm in the wrong room. I think I did the same thing the first time I played. I circled around because I thought it was the other door. Yeah, there he is. Isn't there an upstairs? No.
What has this town turned into?
So-
Truly a country of contradictions.
So I finally get to greet you. Yes, you really do look like a messenger of sorrowful times. In any case, welcome to the Rod. Our meeting is quite significant in a way. Facing the changes with open eyes and taking their first blow is my duty. Do you think we're on the verge of an especially unhappy era? No grim events have clouded our existence since last summer. The country has cured its war wounds, commercial communications have been repaired. Astrologists expect nothing ill. Do you hold astrologists' opinion in high regard? The movement of the planets has an obvious effect on our life. However, I do not think it's humanly possible to gain profit from that.
Neither the sun nor death can be looked at without winking. Who said that?
Alright. I'm gonna be right back. For other reasons. That was... Anyway, I am going to go on a brief break. And I'll be right back. I return. Alright, I'm actually gonna put out an open invite for just hanging out. See if I can get someone else in here for some extra commentary. Because that would be fun. Where's Where's the server? There it is. There. An open invite has been presented. So hopefully we may get someone else hanging out. So you've come to meet with Simon, haven't you? What can I do for you now? I was actually invited by Isidore, so I came to meet with him first and foremost, but now it turns out that that's just a lie. Well, sort of. Who are the people guarding Isidore's house? Those are volunteer patrolmen. We usually keep around 20 of them, but I've increased the number recently to 150 or so. Really? Why do you need that many? There is unrest in the Termentary. If I weren't certain that Isidore's been murdered by his son, I would even consider the crime to be politically motivated. Isidore was preparing to take over the kin and become its leader, at least according to the information I have. What is the kin? The steppe people who work in the abattoir. Many of the factory workmen. I've forgotten how to read. The steppe people who work for the abattoir. Many of the factory workmen, an ignorant patriarchal pile that hasn't changed much since the Stone Age. They look human enough, but if you look closer, they're just beasts. Believe me when I'm telling you that I am not snobbish in the slightest. But there's a good reason to call them that. I see. I don't think you're aware of the fact that Isidore came to me last night, just after he had returned, and warned me that there was some ominous events ahead of us. I took that as an unofficial warning about his upcoming takeover. So you took measures? Evidently. I've mobilized the patrols. I see what you're implying, Bachelor, but I'm not insane. Engineering Isidore's murder, as a matter of fact, a strong, independent kin under Isidore's rule would have been way more useful to me. Really? Why? Because that would weaken the power of the honorable Vladislav Olgaminsky, who's pocketed the economy of the whole town. He'd rather see the kin as a dumb and speechless herd. And come to think of it, well, I'm not sure you understand where I'm going with this. I don't, but I'm sure Daniel does.
This Haruspex is trying to prove his innocence.
Oh, wait, I don't think I
no-go.
got the thing. Damn it. Sure, lie. He has been murdered, yes. It looks like the murderer is always one step ahead of you, doesn't it? The same one that took Simon's life, too. At least that's the conclusion suggested by the information at my disposal. Same pattern, same signature. Were there any traces? Look, I haven't been there myself. I'm quite content with interrogating suspects, especially since we already know who we're after. You can join the hunt, by the way. I can describe his features. Who is it, then? You wouldn't believe it. His own son. The fellow came back after being away for quite a while. His father had sent him to study surgery when he was but a greenhorn. Quite a lot he has learnt, huh? A wandering scholar turned evil to the bone. All of that just to grab the inheritance. Wait, how did you figure that out? In all honesty, it's hard to explain that to an outsider like you. Do you believe in such a thing as clairvoyance, Bachelor?
I believed Maria, so sure.
Well, you should get to know my wife then, or better yet, those who have already had opportunities to witness the power of her prophecies. Former doubters first and foremost, rationalists. She's got something to say to you, by the way.
So your wife called out Isidore's son specifically?
Not specifically, no. But it all adds up. And the circumstances of Simon's death make you wonder too. Isidore's son arrived here last night. The timing speaks against him. It even matches the time it takes to get from the crucible to Isidore's house.
That's not enough. I'll have to take the investigation into my own hands. Is there anyone who can be of help to me, apart from your wife?
There are very few good analysts in our town. Everyone is more or less superstitious here. Except for one. Yulia Larichava, perhaps. A most level-headed and reasonable person. The only person who remains skeptical about Katerina's talents, too. Without a shadow of a doubt, she has her own picture of events. She always does.
Who is this Yulia?
She came here with an engineering team when the town was being rebuilt. Did logistics, or maybe communications. Not sure. They said she's a true expert in her field. Smart, yes. A polymath. Then the team left, but she stayed. She has my respects, but not my fondness.
Very well. I'll speak to this Yulia. So, back across. Okay. Still curious what all this is. But I guess we'll find out another time. Still raining. Why did I expect any different? It's 9 o'clock? Jesus. It's AM, right? Well, it's military time. Oop. Ooh. That's cool. That's such an unfitting song to hum. This has me curious, but I'll go the other way. Are these the children? The children running around. I've been told that the children are very important to barter with. Let's see if we can get the girl. Hi. We all know about you. What's up? The soul and a halves got an opportunity to catch their breaths. This is good. Now everyone will have the time to prepare. Otherwise, we'd have to mourn our boys, and the halves would be orphaned. The soul and a halves. It's just a catchy names. Notkin says it's because each of them has a familiar. A cat, a dog, a crow, or a grass snake. Half a soul, more than a normal person. Or a normal animal. Is that a game? It's a lifestyle that's larger than life. If you join the soul in a house, you have to adopt a pet. And raise it, you change. Then, when it's grown, it gets the other way around. Your house begins to take care of you. And so you are always together, bound forever. And what if the animal dies? I don't know. No half has ever died before. What kind of soul and a half are you if your familiar can die? They wouldn't take you in the first place. Naturally. I want to barter. No, child, I wish to barter. What you got? What you got? What you got? You got rifle ammo. I love it. trying to remember. This is a bad time to be fucking around with buttons. But yeah. The music is so interesting. Interesting. Oh, I remember you.
Yes?
Yes. I seem to have lost any capacity for observation. My mind is out of tune. Things no longer add up. Before I had no trouble forming a trustworthy tessellation out of the most imperceptible contingencies. Now I simply can't get my head around it. Could it be that I am dying? It happens when people are tired. You probably haven't slept for a while, have you? Oh no, Herba Tevere. Something is in blossom. I grant you, but then it blooms every year. Every year the steep is filled with its stupefying vapors. The issue I am having, however, has nothing to do with the fatigue or perplexity. It is just that I've lost my ability to make distinctive evidence coincide. What herb is that? No matter what preternatural traits that the locals ascribe to it, Twire is all heady aroma, a bunch of superstitions, and remarkably little else. It has psychoactive properties after a fashion, but then so does simple wormwood. Visions caused by ingestions of belladonna or jimson weed are much more fascinating than what Twire has to offer. It's a pity I'm not a botanist.
As the mind endeavors to reach one goal, the heart insensibly drags us towards another.
So you have traveled all the way here only to find that both people you wanted to see were brutally murdered. Is that how the story goes? I do hope that your visit is not in any way related to these most unfortunate circumstances. I had to find whoever it is that killed Isidore and Simon, and I wanted to ask you for help. Salvador told me you have a gift for all manners of investigated inquiry. I doubt I can do it all on my own. Tell me plain and simple, what do you make of all this? So I have heard. A wisecrack I know says that while you were trying to complete the portrait of the killer is busy painting yours. Hilarious, is it not? Why did my phone get another... Oh, okay. Hilarious, is it not? The hunter becomes the hunted. However, to put it bluntly, you have become the keynote of this particular plot. The intrigue is so rich, it will keep you busy for a week, if not longer than that. Oh, what would you do if you were me? If you want my advice, I wouldn't trust what our feudals tell you. The perpetual triangle of influence means that every party concerned will do their best to use your authority to their own benefit. I'm not that conceited. Perhaps people of lower standing would not try to use me. It is more likely that people of such standing will be much too scared to cooperate. Given your position, you may want to try your luck with the shadow cabinet of local nobility. The women of influence. They know much more than the simple townsfolk, yet they care much less than the families in power. Who are these lady aristocrats? Lady aristocrats. Such a way of saying it will be of relevance strictly within the specific context of values and perceptions, characteristic of a backwoods hole like ours. The catch is that the The aristocracy is not defined by birthright here. Rather, this status is granted by the degree of an enigmatic fascination that a woman is possessed of. Questionable background, audacity of demeanor, this whole assortment. Do tell me who these affluent ladies are. Lara, Eva, yours truly, and last but not least, Maria. I wouldn't listen to Katerina if I were you. Her morphine habit has turned her into a walking corpse. The others, however, are liable to deceive. You don't like being lied to, do you?
Can't say I care all that much. I can live with it. Fuck!
This girl is a changeling. She's not the murderer.
What? I have to find out whoever killed Isidore and all that shit. I am certainly no better investigator than you. I've never had a chance to search for a murderer before. The best I can offer is to fill in the blanks with whatever mysterious supernatural entities seem most fitting. Shabnakadir is a simple man's scarecrow. I would have followed a different narrative. What's that word? The one you just said? Shabnakadir, you mean? The steep demonology describes it as a kind of golem, belched up by the earth to punish all manner of delinquency. It is shaped as a young woman, but made of clay and exhumed bone matter. An unnerving concept, is it not? I've always suspected that primitive worldviews still exist in the remote corners of our country, but I could not imagine they would have been so active. I knew you would be exasperated by this discussion. Sacrifices, bovine tails, handfuls of milk teeth in a glass beaker. You may forgive this to children and steep people, but yet having the same notions reiterated by someone surrounded by books on natural history, this must be quite vexing. How would you explain this? The answer is bound to irritate you even more. The tales are true. Ah, you're joking, of course. I do hyperbolize a little. It is beyond debate that Shabnakadir exist. What is dubious, though, is that the bovine tails and milk teeth offer genuine protection from her, which is to say, sympathetic contrivances like this may be of some use to children and people from the steppe, but are explicitly ineffectuous for someone like you and me. What? We are too literate, too deprived of the scripture codified in ancient soil. What? Okay. Hang on, I need a second to decode that. She's real, but the superstitious tricks that they keep to avoid her aren't necessarily working. Or going to work. Okay. So, am I supposed to write off a bad harvest as a sign that the steep spirits are angry now? We have no choice but to acknowledge the rules enforced by the steep. We tried to ignore these rules, to place ourselves into the framework of advanced modernity, to no avail. You can call these demons what you want. You may refer to the hair eater as time, if this will make you any happier. I am comfortable with the more juvenile vernacular. It is what I am used to. I will find a rational explanation for the crimes of this man-eater by the evening, if you help me, of course. You're repeating something that Isidore had once told me, almost word for word. By the way, I find his murder far more infuriating than Simon's. I'm not going to compare murders. Rational explanation. In this case, I would suggest that Simon was poisoned by the Canes. I would have thought, but I know their family all too well. Their mutual loyalty is only rivaled by their arrogance towards anyone who is not one of them. They hold the princely sage who stands at the head of their family in highest esteem. They believe that a single dishonorable act will tarnish their name for generations to come. I doubt any of them would have stooped to this, no matter whether they wanted to or not. Poisoned? How did you arrive at this conclusion? I don't believe you understand what he died in focus really implies. Do you know what the Canes refer to as focus? You don't seem to grasp the semantics of the term. These are the Canes for you. These kinds of innuendos are their forte. Well, what is his focus then?
The focus is anything but an abstraction. Quite the opposite, in fact. It is governed by mathematically rigid regularities. You see, no one but the owner of a focus may get inside. This can only mean that Simon had brought the killer with him, or rather within him, since no physical object may be brought into the focus either. How do you know that? Who doesn't? The Canes are notoriously passionate about all manner of synthetic anomalies. They will never pass up the opportunity to devise a... Oh god. Kunststück that would allow them to warp space, challenge physics, or manipulate optics. Metaphysically, a focus can be compared to a camera obscura. Do note that the name is not unfitting. No, it is entirely impossible for someone to get inside. Interesting. Is a camera obscura like a real concept? Like I know it from a Fatal Frame. Like that's the name of the camera. But I didn't know like a camera obscura was like an actual concept outside of that. A curious conclusion, but an incorrect one. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. His bones were broken. You're not allowed to eat or drink, but makes one suspect foul play. And you're also not allowed to eat or drink, but that makes one suspect foul play in regard to Isidore's death. He'd been stabbed after all. Simon was disfigured and bleeding. Is that so? Well, this does introduce a different perspective. Did you say Isidore was the last person to see Simon? The question is, who did he see before? The sun had not yet set when Isidore returned from the steep. However, he came to Simon well after midnight. The question naturally arises, where did he spend the missing few hours? That's why I'm trying to trace Isidore's steps. I want to walk the same route. Don't get me wrong, though. Was Isidore seen with Saburov by any chance? I don't know, but Sabador interpreted his coming as an omen of an upcoming unrest among the workers. All right, let me suggest then that while he was in the steep, he saw or learned something that he wanted to report to all three ruling families. In this case, either of the Olgimsky family should have been on his itinerary, especially since Burkrov was one of their own men. Really? Definitely. The Bull Project, from the abattoir to the railway, is controlled by the Olgimsky family. If Isidore's discovery had anything to do at all with the kin, Isidore would have certainly relayed it to Vlad. So do make sure to pay a visit to the Lump. That's the name of the Olgimsky mansion. Another fitting name, wouldn't you agree? Thank you, Yulia. What would I do without you? Alright. This is the one where I gotta really cross town, isn't it? This is the Lump. Okay. That's not too bad. We'll go into town to do it. Not on the border. This thing. Is this what I think it is? I think so. I keep noticing new things on this map every time I look at it. Oh god. Get off. This is a lot of talking. I need water. Speaking of... Ugh. Okay, not too bad. I kind of expected my hunger and exhaustion to be worse. Hello, child. What is that? Is that a child? Hey, you. Don't mess with us. We know a thing or two about life. Ooh, okay. What has he got? He's got drugs. Sweet. Why do the kids have drugs and bullets? Hello. Hang on, I'm gonna fill this with water. Because I understand that's important. This is not where the water is. Never mind. I'll do it later. Wait. That's a water source, isn't it? Oh, I drank from it. I thought he just took a child. Wait. I'm a little lost. Okay. Love that. I love any game that has lightning is great. Have I checked these? Apparently not. Thought I saw something. So, I'm sorry I check the map so often, but I get lost so super easy that I'm better safe than sorry. My child. Wow, that's startling. What's wrong with you? Do you know the train schedule? Hey, but will you revive Grandpa? When the game starts again, I'll ask him to make me a hunter. Who are you going to hunt? If Grandpa shows you how to hunt right, you can even catch a star. Well, you can only keep it for a while, only while the game is on. And what are you playing? It's autumn, so we're playing Underground Bonfire. Do you know the rules? I used to... Oh my god, I don't know what anything is. No, I don't. Okay. Wait, is this it? Oh. Yeah. Worm. I do know what these things are. Oh. Hello, sir.
The girl is fine.
Oh,
but
God.
The boy. The boy's unbearable.
Okay. Alright, how deep a voice can I do? Bachelor Dunkowski. Of course. Who else could be so dapper? I've heard quite a lot about you. Have you taken a look around? Be sure to check the state of industry around here. We have our own ways. Do you think I've come to inspect this town? Come now. That's precisely what I'm saying. The sanitary inspection testified last year that the Bull project is in order. Nothing to cavil at. Everything is fine. Good for you. I can see we're not really seeing eye to eye. The project is special. Very special. That means common standards do not apply here. That would be very naive. We'll come back to that.
Why are my children like this?
Yes, getting everything back on track won't be an easy task. I'd like to inquire about the fate of my colleague, Isidore Burka. About the manner of his death, to be precise. What are you implying? What is this manner you're talking about? Be so kind as to mind your own manners. I had nothing to do with it. Don't say Isidore was murdered by a steep... Don't they say Isidore was murdered by a steep demon? A Shabnaka deer? There was the thingy, the talon they fished out from the wound.
Daniel is so done. I can take this from kids and weirdos, but you, a respectable negotiant.
It's hard for you to believe, isn't it? Used to be hard for many. Take my boy, for example. A scoffer if I've ever seen one. And now even he believes it's real. He went off his head a bit. You're in the steep now, esteemed sir. Eastern and backwards. The dead rise from their graves here. Clay dummies dance, and bulls talk.
Does he know the steep well, that son of yours?
He rubs elbows with the rabble, the butchers, adonga, shepherds and gatherers.
I'm so sorry that there are words that I should know and I'm just not reading them correctly.
Learns their tongue, collects their legends. He doesn't keep them in check at all. They even dare come visit him within the premise of the town. You see a worm creeping through the streets, he's definitely looking for my son.
What's wrong with them visiting within the premises of the town?
They're dangerous, they're aggressive, and they hate everyone who isn't a steep person. They'll jump you and kill you on the spot. They'll tear you up with their teeth and devour your flesh while you're still throwing fists at them. So if they're spotted within the town, countermeasures are taken.
So what of your son? Perhaps you could tell me more about this creature.
Hold your horses. You want to talk to my blockhead? No, you have nothing to talk about. He's not here, thankfully. I don't want you two to meet. You heard me? These are tradesmen's words, and I'll stick to them.
Yes, undoubtedly. I am going to save at this part. Or, wait. Wow. What button was that? There. It's 10 o'clock. Where? I don't know. I think they're neat. Speaking of. Worm. I was so confused by this thing when I first played. I just kind of followed it until it stopped moving, and then once it stopped moving, it wanted to kill me. Which it may try to do here. Or not. Hello.
Katerina thinks Claire is a messenger from heaven.
Vlad the Younger.
Yeah, right.
You found me here. Oh well, I'm not surprised. I suppose you're not too surprised by the fact that everyone knows you either. The rumor of your arrival spread like fire. Why have you come here?
I came for some sightseeing. There was a particular incident, peculiar incident yesterday by the spleen. The children were playing in the mud as usual, but then suddenly they ran away from the sandbox, and their parents noticed that their hands were smothered in blood. However, none of them were wounded. Neither were any of them surprised. What's the solution to this puzzle?
When the worried adults came to the place where the children had been playing, they found nothing unusual there. Only sticks and stones. What do you make of it? Nothing special. They probably dug out a dead cat. Nice to meet a person of a skeptical mind. I am Vladislav Olgimsky, the younger one, of course. And you are, of course, Daniel Dunkovsky. Yes, that is me.
Did you hear that? Did it come from inside the well? Or am I getting the jitters?
Everyone in this town is bonkers. Bachelor, I have news for you that should prove to be of interest. You seem to be looking for the killer, right? I'm listening. I'll have to briefly explain a few things to you. Have you already been told what the termitary is? I would like to hear you describe it. The termitary is a huge bunkhouse where the Bull Project workers live. Although living is the wrong term for it. They nest. Their nesting is a commune with a rather simple way of life. It could, without reservation, be called savage. What is the Bull Project? It's the whole industrial system of the town. From the abattoir to the goods station. Would you care to listen is why I wanted to see you in the first place. Very much so. Please go ahead. Let's get to the point. A case of pointless, aimless unrest has occurred in that hive mind's nest. The workers are prone to lashing out from time to time like beasts frightened by a storm. They rage, they howl, they gnaw at one another. An unsightly image of a mass uprising. What does this have to do with Simon's murder? Riots occurred at the Temporary several times before. The mob goes crazy for a few days, then they calm down just as unexpectedly. All of them, all at once. The sudden calm is just as void of the reason as the unrest that had set them agog previously. Having a certain experience with the kin, we simply block the entrance to this zoo off until the riot defeats itself. What is this kin? The kin is... well, it doesn't matter. It's hard to explain. They're a whole so-called society. The many-headed biology. Very well, let's get back to the subject. We usually lock them up beforehand. The evidence of an upcoming outbreak of mass lunacy becomes obvious in advance, and the termitary's Father Superior informs us of it. But Father Taichik has recently passed. Curious coincidence, don't you think? Mass anarchy. Anyway, a member of the kin managed to run off into the town while we were busy taking measures. You think he's the killer? I think you and I can help each other. Doctor, you are looking for the killer, and I'm sure it's a runaway butcher. The title of half-man suits him very nicely. The Canes claim that Simon had not been killed by a human hand, don't they? And our family doesn't need unnecessary unrest in this town. The butcher can babble devil knows what. His mind is most likely clouded with insane ideas. So you'd rather he keep mum about what is happening inside? You are correct. They barely know how to speak, but that only makes it worse. Half men, half beasts. If they start preaching, you feel as though you've encountered a doomsayer. I need this butcher to disappear. Hand him over to the Canes, or simply kill him if the beast attacks you. The rewards will be hefty. Taking me for a thug or something? I'm taking you for a person that's looking for the killer and has the authority to punish him. I'm telling you, there is a rebellious outlaw beast out there. If he attacks you and you're forced to defend yourself, you are free to kill him. Where can I find this monsters? He is most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That's in the crude sprawl. Yes, my father... Is this a mission I didn't want to take? Hang on, last time I played, there was a mission I didn't want to take because, like, I get the opposite mission somewhere else, and I wanted the opposite mission, but I think I'm taking this mission. Oopsie. He is most likely being harbored in a suspicious house. That and the crude sprawl. Yes, my father is a man of rather hard-handed disposition. A quick-tempered to boot. If he finds out the crude Spall is concealing a fugitive, he will make a mess. Pointless brutality serves no one. I'm looking for peace rather than blood. I'm telling you. Yep. That is a quest that I didn't necessarily want.
Katerina thinks Claire is a messenger from heaven. Yeah, right.
Oh, and this is the actual main quest. See how it all turns out? I used to keep this place secret, but all these secrets seem so childish now. Vlad, now tell me, did Isidore visit you last night? Tell me the truth, please. Yes, Isidore did pay me a visit, but don't ask what we talked about. I have no right to share that with you. Right. I'm going to ask you one more question now. Your answer will determine whether you and I become friends or enemies. Well then, I'd rather be your friend. Go ahead. What did you talk about? Tell me the truth, please. Isidore said, Note that I am merely retelling it secondhand. He said that there's an epidemic in the steep camps. An outbreak of Tarbagan sickness, perhaps. Oh. Hi, Doma! How you doing? It's good to see you. I'm glad you managed to catch a stream. My voice is shot. I have been talking, like, there's a lot of words in this game. Glad I caught you online. Yeah! How long have I been going? 2 hours. Jesus. Doing good. I decided, like, okay, yeah, if I'm gonna stream another time this week, I should do it today. And then I figured, I started playing this game previously at a different point and decided, like, hey, that was forever ago. Maybe if I do it on stream, that'll encourage me to finish. Though I say that, and my Alan Wake playthrough is still very unfinished. Okay. He said there is an outbreak of Tarbagan sickness, perhaps. The plague, that is. Father had issued an order to lock the cemetery up to prevent the infection from getting in. And what are you so afraid of that you wouldn't conceal this? I don't understand. You did the right thing. Oh. Do you think Isidore had already been infected when he spoke with you? He was wrapped in a cloth and smelled of alcohol. He said these were preventative measures, but I still think he could have done all of that just to convince me. After failing to convince my father. It was idiotic of me to fall for it. So he could have already been infected when he visited Simon. We need to warn Reuben. It's very urgent. He's about to examine Simon as soon as the period of time requested by the Canes passes. Where is he? I have no idea. Where is he staying? I don't know. There is a secret dissecting room in one of the warehouses, but no one knows where exactly. He used to live mostly in the steep, sometimes sleeping in the cemetery or at Lara Ravel's shelter. But he's not there. I know that for sure. He went away to mourn this master. What would you have done if you were him? Hi, Pigma. How you doing? What would I have... I'd wait for him at the Canes. It's simple. Why am I talking to you again? What do you think about Simon's death? It is known that Simon had limited his social activity just before his departure. He only received 2 visitors. I know nothing of the first, but the second was none other than Isidore Burka. I am doing good, Pigma. I just had a regular day and decided to, like, I'm gonna be busy for the weekend and just hanging out with my friends for a birthday. So I decided if I'm gonna get one more stream in this week, I should do it tonight. He only received 2 visitors. I know nothing of the first, but the second was none other than Isidore Barak? I don't know. Burka. The fact that he was killed the same night makes you think, doesn't it? The killer took out a witness? Or an accomplice. Isidore was a complicated man. Have I told you about his position in the kin? He used to be a very well-respected person there. And I can't say everyone liked it. What do you mean? Isidore wasn't a doctor. He was more of an herbalist. He never studied medicine. All his recipes were about plants or roots, so to speak. He was knowledgeable, true, a sorcerer if you will, but a very different one from Simon, an earthen sorcerer. Yes, you did! I've never heard that Simon used to be a sorcerer before. Simon was a thurigist. Isidore was a witch doctor. Anything Isidore the witch doctor has managed to achieve the unachievable, a possible theory, but rather questionable. I'll start speaking your tongue myself soon. Sounds like we got mission. The investigation of the double murder has introduced a few additional considerations. It is highly possible that Simon died due to some unfamiliar disease. Stock Reuben, the town medic, should be warned at once. If he touches the body, he may contract whatever disease still remains there. Is that thing still here? No. Ah! This game. Be prepared for weirdness with this game. I should have like the little blurb about this game pulled up so I can start explaining to people. How did I get over here? Or so I can start to explain to people exactly what this game is. But from what I understand, this is an old Russian game. It's like kind of horror. It's real weird. But it's basically about this town and this, well, pandemic. Or not pandemic. This plague it's about to go through. And I am simply playing a doctor. Also, you can barter with children for bullets and drugs. A lockpick. Ooh. I don't have anything she would want, though. Hi. Get out of here. I hate it when the music randomly changes. It throws me off. So now I need to find the doctor. Or the... What did he call it? I don't remember. The coroner? I guess it's a coroner. What did I just pick up? I just picked up a needle. How? Want to be on the other side. I'm probably only, considering how long these days are, I'll probably only do one day a stream because it's only 10 a.m. on the first day and I've been going for 2 hours. That'll change, but maybe. I don't know. Oi.
I feel almost nothing.
How many doctors are there in your town? If we if we exclude Isidore Burkos, Stanislav Rubin is the only doctor here. He's the most competent of Isidore's apprentices, and the rest are good for nothing, as far as I can tell. They're only capable of distorting the knowledge their teachers are trying to pass them. Do you trust this Reuben? I would trust Reuben with my life. A competent medic is of remarkable courage and laudable integrity. Everything he does is done with appropriate diligence and care. He doesn't like people that much, but he is eager to serve them. Why do you ask? I just wonder what kind of man he is. How do I get to know him? Reuben will come here tonight to get down to examining my brother. You will get acquainted then. Is he here? Hang on.
The town will meet its death at the hand of Simon's murderer. That much is certain.
Oh, one more thing. I'd like to examine your brother's body. We have sent for Isidore because most accomplished apprentice. His name is Reuben. Stanislav Reuben. Quite a resolute and talented man this Reuben is. I have great expectations of him. He will bring everything you need, and you will examine the body together. Alright, let me know when this Reuben arrives. No earlier than 11 o'clock, I would say. Okay, why so late? I personally asked him to come no later than midnight. Don't let it worry you. Seems yours. I don't want to go down this line of questioning. I don't want to piss people off. On several occasions, haste has led to undesirable consequences. The phenomenon that Isidore had invited you to study, it is in our blood. The psychological trait of our family shows itself from time to time. That is quite intriguing. The examination of the body will not help you in any way. This puzzle has to be solved within your mind. I am not able to, or even allowed to tell you any more than that. Believe me, I'm not trying to conceal any evidence from you. The body is kept in the ice house. It is intact, but the focus may not be breached. Oh my god. Everyone talks so much in this game. My throat hurts. I will wait for the required. Is he here? I know he said he wasn't gonna be here till 11, but is he here? It's nearly 11 in the morning.
Yes?
Ah, haha, here he is. Greetings, friend. I heard news of your arrival. Everyone has. Are you here to examine the body as well? My dear colleague, I do hope you haven't touched it yet. I haven't. Is there a problem? Simon's body, whatever it is, possesses a dire threat. I suspect he has died of a contagious disease. Are you sure? Well, it doesn't matter anyway. If it's that thing again, what do you think? Judging from what I've found, it could be Febris typhoidea or a plague. I don't believe it. A second outbreak. Wait a second. I need to regain my senses. Are you sure about this? Do you mean what you say? I am, and I do. If it's the sand plague, Master's death was so untimely. If it's the sand plague, we only have a few more days to live. You see, I have no idea how to stop it. No one does. Your mentor has encountered this before. What is a sand plague? I'm only making assumptions. I don't want to believe this. I'd rather have any other plague than this. We have no time to waste. The body must be inspected, isolated, destroyed if necessary. We must take protective measures for that, of course. You need your diagnosis before we can provide reasonable protection. At the moment, you can only buy yellow immunity boosters at the drugstore. They are no good, but I'll try to do something about this. We'll need to take some remedies from Master's old workplace. Did you know he was murdered by his son? An atrocity. His son has nothing to do with this. I presume Isidore was infected by Simon and died of the same disease, or vice versa. Let's not waste any more time. You're right. Let's make haste. I'll get everything ready for the examination. Meanwhile, let's arrange for the body to be isolated. Kane is keeping it in a cold place. I'll keep you informed. If we act deliberately and with a calm mind, we can prevent this epidemic. Stay strong. I won't leave you on your own. So now I think I have... Whoop. Now I think I have to talk to Kane. Q? Yeah. You gotta inform Georgie. Did I call him Gregory earlier? I might have. Ooh, my exhaustion is getting up there. Hi, Georgie.
So the Saburovs have offered patronage to some changeling.
What?
Who is she?
They say things and I don't understand them. I have been told of your initial verdict. You assert that Simon Kane was not killed by a human or a Shabnak demon, but died of natural cause, or succumbed to some physical sickness. Is that what you're saying? I wouldn't say he died naturally. He died of a mysterious disease. Microbes are more efficient killers than demons. Is that a hypothesis or a fact supported by evidence? It's a proven fact. What is this proof then? Show me the body, Judge, and you will have it. The body is in the focus of the crucible. You cannot examine it now, and I mean that is technically impossible. No one may see the body before a certain period of time passes. Neither Master Reuben nor you, my dear bachelor. Not even myself. What am I supposed to do then? What can I ask of you now? You have come to a conclusion already, have you not? If you haven't, then I urge you to seek out the facts as relentlessly as we do. May Providence help us if you are right. Alright, let's wait for that period of time to pass. And I think that's the end of the quest. The initial findings suggest that Simon Kane was killed by a highly contagious disease. It seems I will not be the first to meet the killer. Dr. Ruman has better chances at that. I just cannot help but think that were Katarina's prophecy to come true, it would have made the situation even more convoluted than it already is. Okay. Oh, that's other tasks. And I think that is the day 1 mission. So now we won't die at midnight. I've played this day a couple times. I've never gotten past this day. And it's I didn't know what I was doing the first time, and I didn't complete the daily mission, and I just died. The day ended and I died. It's very peculiar. This thing is also weird. I'm not going up that thing again. I did already go up it at one point, but there is nothing up there. At least right now. So we'll probably be back there at another point. Oh, wait, hang on. Can I save? Save game. Ignore these other saves. I'm actually gonna delete these. So now we just goof off until the day ends. Or, well, I'd like to go back to... Did I just check this? I did.
Whoa. That was weird. Oh. Okay. This is a throne. I shouldn't be on this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm terrified. Okay. Is there fall damage in this game? I don't remember. And I'm not gonna find out. Dizzy yet? Well, that was terrifying. Alright. Let's explore. Alright. So that's where I'm going back to at the end of the day. Ooh, let's go to the theater. Okay. It'll be good to explore the town. Maybe we'll grab some food. Ooh, actually. Check the trash. Always check the trash. Where am I? Need to go around this building. That's a fence. Is his leg? Okay, I thought his leg was sticking out of his pants. Hi, woman. Actually, let me look at my inventory real quick. Scalpel. Protect the hands from contact with infected surfaces. That's good. What drugs do I got? Miradorm, a painkiller, minus 25. That's probably exhaustion. Rather than a sleeping draught, restores a small amount of health. Good for restoring strength during sleep. I don't. It's a strong sedative effect and induces sleep even during excruciating pain. This effect lasts for 5 hours. Morphine, universal opiate painkiller, has a strong analgesic and sedative effect. These for I don't know what these mean. Oh, increases health when sleeping. Alpha tablets, immunity booster. Only useful in very large doses that cause serious health damage. Tourniquet. Stops bleeding. It's noon. I've also got a big thing of kerosene. Why? I'm a doctor. Let's buy some meat. Let's buy food. Oh, the theaters. That's the theater. Oh, hello. I'm gonna buy some food though. Get there. This place is so creepy. Creepy. Dried fish. Fresh meat.
with me. I'm just gonna have some crackers. How do I buy? Do I have crackers? I don't have crackers. Oh, that's how I do it. Okay. Okay, bye. It's so creepy in here. Wait, actually. Yeah, hunger's getting up. Adherence? Oh. That's the list of people who must live. Dog? My hunger went down a little. Ooh. Hey, a razor. I know for a fact that that is something the kids will like. Speaking of. Hello, child. Let's trade. You just have bullets. Yeah, so tonight it was either this or World of Horror that I wanted to do. Oh, here. Let's get some water. Why does my phone keep going off? Oh, hey. This music is so interesting as well. Check out the trash cans. It's weird. At one point I drink from those. That's locked. What time is it? Alright. Never mind. Never mind the theater. We'll just do something else, I guess. Fill more water. There's some people who will trade for water. Do you barter? No. It's the freaky looking men who barter. Who walk like weird. Yeah, this guy. No. No, that's just a regular guy. They have a freaky walk cycle. They're all hunched forward. But like more so. I don't know. I'd rather not go too far. So I, you know, so I can make sure I get back in time for night. I think if I'm alone out at night, I might still die. Because something else I learned about this lore. Is this a park? Well, something else that they mention is it's like the Shabduk Ai or something, and it is basically a demon that they think is killing everyone. who takes the shape of a woman. But as mentioned, she's apparently real. Hi, child. I've heard a lot about you too. Oh. What's in your pockets? Presents. Why not? Sure. She's got drugs. What's your price? 2? Can I not give you the razor? No, I can only give you needles. Great game. Just encourages me to trade needles for drugs with children. I'm such a scavenger in games like this. Let's go into a clothing store. I saw a clothing store somewhere. That's the other side. Was it on this side? What is that? What is that? What the hell am I looking at? The railway station. Wow. This game might not have been the best to stream because I do hear it does seem like it's really boring to watch. I am intrigued though. Oh yeah, that house. I also just may be walking in circles a bit. So how are people doing tonight? Oh, it's that guy. It's that weird guy you can trade water with. Or at least one of them. How much water do I even have? 19 bottles of water. Ugh. Oh, he just has the tourniquet. I would like it though. Wait. Give me. How do I... He doesn't want to give me it. I just gave him water for nothing. Bastard. Oh well, I could got it back easy enough, but still. Alright. There's not really anything more interesting that's going to be happening in this day. So let's actually save the game. And we'll wrap up for tonight, because I have been going for a while. And I don't know, it seems like the rest of the day is just going to be dedicated to, you know, passing the time. So, we'll find someone to raid. We'll wrap up and find someone to raid. See who's actually streaming today. There was someone... when I was looking around, there was someone else streaming World of Horror. And that is a really fun game. So let's see if they're still streaming that. Oh, there's 2 people streaming it now. Let's find someone to raid. Ah. Who's this guy? I hate it when I get an ad when I'm just trying to get a read on who I might raid. Yeah, sure. Let's raid this guy. Mac++. Oop. Slash raid. Mac++. Alright. Well, you have a lovely night, folks. I'm going to send you this way. And I just want you to check out this game, because I love the game that he's playing. So hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Alright. There's the raid. Right. Ready to go? Alright. Have a good night, folks.